Today, I am going to predict every next WWE champion. Disclaimer, I'm not doing AAA, though I do think El Grande Americano will be your next mega champion, and I am not picking NXT as well. However, if you want to win this NXT championship, you can. All you got to do is comment below and be a subscriber to the channel, and I'm going to give it away at 30,000 subscribers. I'm going to pick a random comment from a random video. I'm trying to quit my day job, so help me out. Comment, subscribe, and you can win. It's not a toy. It's a replica, and it can be yours. I'll ship it anywhere in the world for free. All right, let's do the Intercontinental Championship first. We'll start off with Chad Gable. Ever since SummerSlam, he's had that dog in him, and well, I think Chad Gable is about to move on from the Luchadors and enter into a program with probably the Vision. Chad Gable's beaten Penta, and now he's beaten Rey Mysterio. There's really, from the WWE standpoint, there's really no other Luchadors to beat. Those are your two top dogs. So since Chad's beat them, he has to move on. Well, his other former past friends of Otis and Tozawa, they've been getting bullied by Maxine Dupree and the Vision. I could see Chad Gable stepping up to this. I could also see them giving the belt to Austin Theory in their forever quest to get that guy over, but I actually think it's going to be Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed's going to come back a house on fire. He may get a one-off match with Roman Reigns because I think they are 1-1 apiece. So maybe Bronson Reed starts claiming that, hey, I stole your shoes. I want to steal your belt now. But Roman won't lose to Bronson Reed. And then when Bronson goes back down to the mid-card, he can face Chad Gable, who is finishing up his feud with Austin Theory. And Bronson Reed just comes in, and I could see them giving him the belt. He would be a pretty good choice, and I don't think there'd be any shame in Chad losing to Bronson Reed. So that is my pick right there. And now let's do the women's Intercontinental title scene. I'm thinking Raquel Rodriguez will lose to Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez, she does not have a title, and Liv Morgan keeps just, kind of gloating on herself, gloating on Raquel Rodriguez, and then says, oh, and Roxy's good too. I think eventually Roxy's going to get tired of being without gold, and that is what's going to kind of, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Maybe Roxanne Perez wins the Money in the Bank, right? And she does try to cash in on Liv Morgan. That then gets her kicked out of the group, but she still feuds with the group and takes the title off of Raquel Rodriguez. I could also see AJ Lee, her pseudo wrestling mom, coming in and saying to her, hey, why do you let these two bully you around? You're just as good as them. And maybe that is the path to Raquel Rodriguez. I just don't know. I think Raquel losing to Roxanne Perez makes the most sense if we're unwilling to give her the main title. The U.S. title is an easy one. It's going to go to Trick Williams. Baron Corbin has it right now. He beat Trick at SummerSlam. And then the next SmackDown, he beat Trick again. So I don't even know why this is continuing, but that said, it is. If Little Yachty can survive 5 minutes with Baron Corbin at Sunday night's main event, then, well, Trick gets his rematch, his final rematch. And I do believe that Little Yachty will. All Little Yachty has to do is run around, smoke and mirrors, and just survive 5 minutes. There'll be a countdown timer or something. Yeah, so I think Trick will get that match, and then he will win and get his title back. I think that one's a no-brainer. On the women's U.S. title, though, that one was difficult for me to think up. JC Jane is your champion, and she's about to face Paige. I could see them giving it to Paige so that Paige could go feud with Nikki Bella for the U.S. title, but I'm actually going to go with Alexa Bliss. I think that Alexa Bliss exists right now, but I'm not saying this is a good thing, but I think Alexa Bliss right now, she'd exist as a plot device for Charlotte Flair's character. And if Alexa Bliss wins the U.S. title, a title that Charlotte has never held, I could see Charlotte Flair getting jealous and having to fight through her emotions of being jealous of her best friend. And she'll do that thing where she's like, I'm okay. okay. Seriously, I'm okay. This is fine. This is fine. So, yes, I wish they would give it to Alexa Bliss just because she's very talented, underutilized, and in the current landscape, underrated. But no, I think they're going to give it to her solely based to give character development for Charlotte Flair. But yes, Alexa Bliss. All right, so let's do the tag teams. We got the Vision, Austin Theory, and Braun Breaker. I think your next pair of champions will be Austin Theory, Logan Paul. I can see Logan Paul just recovered enough where the belt goes back to him. That's a little cheating. I think who the Vision as a whole will lose to will be the Lucha Brothers. I'm thinking what's going to happen is we're going to have Penta and Rey Fenix in the finals of the Who's Going to Lose to Roman Reigns in Mexico tournament. They're going to be in the finals, kind of reignite their love of wrestling in the same ring together. Then Penta will go, he'll face Roman Reigns and lose, but then Phoenix will come and kind of console him or something, and that will lead them to reigniting the Lucha Brothers. They will go for the titles and they will win. So on SmackDown, the Tungans just won. The MFTs, Tama Tonga with their dad, Haku/Ming, just won the tag team title. So this one's a little difficult. The War Raiders are hovering over that scene. I don't think they win it. I was thinking maybe Fraxium in an attempt to get them over, but no. I'm actually going to go with Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura definitely still has a problem with Tama Tonga. He just brought his friend from New Japan, who has been renamed Kyoki, and I think those two will actually win it from the MFTs. Now, I don't know if they'll win it on their first match, because it seems like a little soon to take the titles off the Tungans, but I could see this feud kind of going on way too long, and just when it has overstayed its welcome, that's when they'll probably take the belts and put it on Kyoki and Shinsuke Nakamura. And so now the women's tag team, remember when I said they use Alexa Bliss as a plot device for Charlotte Flair? I think they're going to continue that. So we have Fatal Influence. They also have the tag team titles. I could see JC Jane being mad and upset that she lost the title to Alexa Bliss. She tries to continue the feud where Alexa Bliss goats the tag team champions into a match against her and Tatum Paxley. And then they will win it as well. So Alexa Bliss becomes a double champion with the tag team titles. The tag team titles that Charlotte Flair would be like, wait a minute, I thought that was our thing. So that gives Charlotte Flair even more to be jealous about. And as this goes on, maybe you can have Charlotte Flair weasel herself in to the tag team titles and say, hey, let's do the Freebird rule. That'll be fun. And then they're like, and then Tatum Paxley, who's a little oblivious, will be like, yeah, that will be. And then Alexa Bliss will be like, yeah, sure, let's do that. Now let's do a bold prediction. Anybody can do safe, predictable predictions. We here at Wrestle Chop, we want to go bold, outside the box. Let's do Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's in a feud right now with two credible challengers. I know, shocking. Before SummerSlam, 0 challengers. Now 2. Becky Lynch, the best in the world, and that's not just me saying it. Sports Illustrated says it. And Stephanie Vakir. I don't think either of them win. I think when it's all said and done, Liv Morgan will survive those two, and then they will go and start feuding. And then as Liv Morgan gloats how nobody can beat her, how she's the greatest of all time, proceed with caution. Naomi out of nowhere returns, and she says, I have come back for my title. Don't forget, she left basically 1 month after SummerSlam last year, and she relinquished her title, and she said she was coming back. She said all the heifers in the locker room, this was their time to shine, but she would one day return. And so by the time this feud with Becky and Stephanie is over, maybe Naomi is back in ring shape and she comes back for her title that she never lost. And then she wins it. Proceed with caution. Naomi, your next Women's World Champion. As for Chelsea Green, Right now, she has 30 days in order to compete, or she has to relinquish her belt. I don't think she's relinquishing. So thank God for that. She is so deserving of this title. But the person who's going to take it from her, I'm thinking Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton, her friendship with Chelsea Green has pretty much put her on a losing streak. Chelsea Green pushed her off the ladder, she lost her US title, and now she's even lost to Lash Legend, all because she's trying so hard to help her friend Chelsea Green. I think Tiffany's just gonna either A, get super jealous one day and attack Tiffany the moment she's cleared, or she'll win the Money in the Bank, and that's what will dissolve the friendship somehow, some way. I'm hoping it's not the Money in the Bank route, because if Tiffany Stratton just wins the Money in the Bank, then she can still be a babyface and go for the championship. No, I just want Tiffany to finally get fed up with playing second fiddle and go crazy on Chelsea the moment she's healed. Now, if they really want to do a lot of heat, they could always, like, for real, have Chelsea Green, it's like day 30, and then Tiffany attacks her, and she beats her up so bad that she is unable to defend her title, and then she does have to relinquish it, and then Tiffany Stratton wins it that way, like in a tournament or something. That would get a lot of heat, and then Chelsea Green could actually come back and face Tiffany for the title and win it. If you really wanted to go all in on Chelsea Green, that's how I would book it. But I think they'll go the safe route, give Tiffany the Money in the Bank, and that's how she's going to beat Chelsea Green, which is lame. But I hope I'm wrong, and Tiffany just is jealous and attacks Chelsea Green. But end of the day, Tiffany's your next champion. So let's do CM Punk and his undisputed title. I think he will survive Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And then when he comes out of that program, Randy Orton, who will have beaten Cody Rhodes and his program, I think they will then collide. And I could see Randy Orton getting number 15. Unfortunately, this also means that Cody Rhodes will reemerge into the title scene. And then him and Randy will fight for said title. But in the meantime, we will have the luxury of a Randy Orton title reign. But I'm scared it's more of a vessel to get Cody the title back. But yeah, Randy, 15. And that brings us to the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. Obafemi. It has to be Obafemi. It feels like right now they're doing everything in their power to keep those two apart from each other, not even make eye contact with one another, because they're saving all of that for WrestleMania 43. Now, I think that's a bad thing to do. I think when Oba won the King of the Ring, he should have just fought Roman at SummerSlam, because the King of the Ring stipulation was you get a title shot at SummerSlam. And now I don't even know if Oba still has that title shot. I originally thought Oba said, you know what? I will hold on to this title shot after SummerSlam. I got to take care of Brock Lesnar first. But now it seems like he just gave up the title shot because they don't mention it at all. So I don't know if he's number one contender or not, because I assumed he would just go directly after Roman. But now it's him going after Braun Breaker. And Roman doesn't even acknowledge that Oba has a title shot. So I don't know if it even exists. And I think they're going to draw it all the way out to WrestleMania, because now we're into War Games. So that could put Roman in a team. And then next up is the John Cena Your Time Is Now tournament, which then goes into the Royal Rumble. Oba wins that, and then we just wait until Mania. I hate that we're trying to draw this out as much as we are, but that's them the breaks. That's how Triple H likes to do things. So yes, Oba, your next champion. All right, boys. All right, girls. Those are your predictions for your next WWE champions. And you all out there in YouTube land, you're champions of my heart. I appreciate every single one of you. See you. Bye.